Hey guys, my name is Gurushki and welcome to my beautiful channel. I am in Hawaii right now, for those of you who don't know. For the last couple of months, I've been working on a cruise ship and now I am in Maui, Hawaii. But yesterday it kind of hit me when I was thinking about my journey. I've been really conflicted my whole life lately about trying to break old social norms and conditioning as far as what I should be doing in my life because I'm a black woman. And where I came from is my community is very limited in their way of thinking and their way of life. So a lot of what I'm doing as far as like traveling alone, going to try cruise jobs or jumping from hostel to hostel in Hawaii, um, that is not normal from my community where I'm from Florida. And being growing up in the hood as a black woman, I'm probably freaking out a lot of people because as I grew up and I'm learning about myself and what I want to do with my life, it doesn't fit the social norms of my conditioning, basically. So I figured out that maybe I need to make this video about traveling alone as a single black woman because maybe a lot of you guys have been wanting to do a similar journey as mine, but you've always had this thing in the back of your mind like, well, black people don't do that, or I've always been told like, you're crazy, only white kids do this, kids who have money, or whatever the case may be. But this is to clear up some things for you guys and to express my own journey and maybe help you make a decision in your life to help you in your traveling journey or getting out of your comfort zone. So I'm trying to get used to this new phone. It's very weird for me. But right now I'm actually staying with a friend that I just met over overseas in Hawaii. Now that's something like that seems crazy to a lot of you guys. Let me make sure my camera is plugged up. But something like that seems crazy to a lot of you guys, especially to the black community. But let me explain how my journey has gone so far. Before I left home, I didn't think women, before I even touched on being a black woman, I didn't think women traveled alone because you always hear these horror stories about, oh, women need to travel in groups or look up social groups to, traveling groups to like hang with. But I felt like as I was looking, first of all, when I looked into that, there was barely anything I could find. And then I just got tired of waiting around trying to wait on either a man, like finding a boyfriend that I could travel with, or waiting on groups of people to travel with. So my first experience traveling alone was somewhere close to me. So I lived in Tampa, for example, and my first experience of traveling in the hostel, because I just wanted to experience it, it was close to my home. So if you wanted to do something like that to start simple, pick something close by to travel alone to. Mine was like 4 hours away, um, doing a drive. So South Beach, Miami was my first solo travel. I just hopped on a Greyhound one day after I got paid, and I rode all the way there. It was a time for me to just free my mind and to break free of my own social norms. So I rode to South Beach, Miami, and I stayed in a hostel. And it was very hippie. It was like $25 a night. And I was like, I didn't even think much of it. I just wanted change. I wanted something different. I knew I had a travel bug. I was just like, fuck everybody in my life. I want to stay in a hostel. And everyone, I would tell, like, I want to stay in a hostel. Everyone was like, you're crazy. Um, that's some crazy stuff. They think of horror movies when they think of, hold on, you guys. Okay, so like people think of horror movies and like things going bad, I guess, and like murder scenes. But hostels are pretty safe. Of course, when you travel alone with anyone, you want to be alert and aware. Like when I went, I made sure I was alert. Like I don't fall asleep on a Greyhound type things, or I don't keep your headphones in because you want to be alert. And you like when you come to a hostel, you want to ask for an all female dorm room because they do have like co-ed sharing like that. Oh, you guys, my phone is like dying. You want to ask for like if you're uncomfortable with sharing rooms with, because hostels how they're set up is like dorm rooms. And you have like like 8 people to a room at times, like bunk beds. But it's way more fun to travel like that, especially when you're traveling alone, because you're gonna meet new people, and it's better than staying in a Airbnb, for example, or hold on. God, my charger is not working for me. Okay, so it's better than staying in like a Airbnb or something like that, because you like when you're traveling alone, you want your purpose hopefully is to meet new people. So staying in a hostel eliminates the fact that you have to go out your way and like mingle in nightlife or something crazy, and you're meeting like-minded individuals. So it makes you feel less crazy, and a lot of times, a lot of solo traveling females do travel to hostels alone. Like I met a lot of solo. Ah, life finally. I met a lot of solo female travelers. I have met a lot of black female travelers too, mostly when I went to South Beach, Miami. Now, when you go to different places like Hawaii or something, I'm not really sure if you're gonna find that many. Well, I can't say that. I found one black girl traveler so far, in the hostel, but that shouldn't like detour you from traveling. Like, I feel like basically the point of making this video is to expand your horizon and not to limit yourself to your skin color or your gender. And basically that's what I feel like I'm defying every time I'm traveling or I'm making these videos for you guys. I'm showing you that it's possible. And I'm aware that there's not that many videos here on YouTube or the internet, so I'm here to contribute this to you guys and show you that it's possible, and that you don't have to condition yourself to, oh, this is not what black people do, or oh, this is not what women do, oh, I can't do it, I can't, this, that, making excuses. But obviously you just want to be safe and aware when you travel, especially because I have noticed is being a black woman traveling, you will have people looking at you crazy. You will have foreigners who never seen like black women or women like you traveling. They will look at you crazy, but you shouldn't, like, again, let that deter you from having a good time, from exploring the cities. But again, as sure as there are people looking at you crazy, there's people who embrace you and your differences as well, as long as you embrace yourself. Some people are very welcoming of change and new people. You just have to gravitate towards those people that are positive. Just don't dwell on the negatives. Of course, beware, because you don't want to put yourself in a certain situation. Like me, I try not to be out at night. If I'm staying in the hostel, I try not to go. I don't like to join all the parties, because one, I don't like drinking around people that I don't know, or drinking at all. I'm not really like a party type. But if you're the party type person, you don't want to like be going crazy with the drinking, or I don't stay out that late with the hostels, because people like to go out late and all that stuff. But I just stay in after a certain time. It's stuff you can do while you travel. There's certain hostels have tour guides, so free guides where you don't have to even veer too far. They just take you on free tours. That's the way you can get around feeling safe, more safe. Yeah, of course you can meet people the old-fashioned way, Tinder and all that stuff. Of course you want to use your discernment. But all of this is just understanding that you have a lot of ways to travel, things like that. Let me think of so traveling as a solo black female, what have I learned? I've learned so far that I can do anything anyone else can do. Like, my skin color and stuff and my gender is not holding me back. It's not something that only white kids or white people can do. I do feel like it's essential for us to travel more, even alone if you want to, because for one, we are the example in the world, and other cultures need to see us just as well as they're seeing like all these other people travel, because we are the ones that's going to change their idea of like who black people are, I guess, because other cultures have this very limited perspective of who black people are, but once they see that, oh, we travel, or we do these certain things too, they become more it's silly, but they become more traveling is a very good connecting point for other cultures, because then they understand like, oh, we're all alike. We all like the same things. It becomes more of the traveler lifestyle, things like that. We basically breaking old ideals, and even showing other cultures like, oh, we like the same things. We go to the beach, we sunbathe too. We like to enjoy the wonders of the world as well. We're people. um, and that's very important, just to be ourselves. And you have to sometimes step out of your comfort zone, and be vulnerable, because a lot of times I'm just like waking up like, what the hell am I doing? Am I crazy when I do this? Because it's so out of my comfort zone. I'm so taught to stay in my place, per se. So I'm breaking that, my ego and my social conditioning every day that I'm doing something like this. Even when I'm interested in hobbies like skateboarding, I noticed that I let my gender and um, my race hold me back a lot of times. And I feel like we need to stop doing that. If you feel like you're doing that in your life, because first of all, there's black women who are doing all kinds of things. They're skateboarding, they're dancing, they're traveling alone, all these things. It's just, I know how it can be when you're an individual and you're trying to fight these social norms. But understand that there are amazing black women already doing these things, and that you can be a part of that group. It may be a small group right now, but once you take that initial step to be a part of it, then we can grow and grow and grow from there, and maybe even get together and maybe travel like that too together. But it's up to us to take that initial step, especially if you feel that burning desire in your heart to travel alone, whether you're a woman, whether you're a black woman, whether you're just a person who wants to travel alone. Just take that initial step. I would say don't wait. I am 25 right now, and I'm just pretty much winging it. Whatever I feel in my heart to do is what I'm doing. I don't listen to other people anymore, because life is really too short. If you feel like you should do it now, do it now. Especially if you have no obligations. Like me, I am a single black woman with no kids. So this is the perfect time for me to travel. So if it's something like that, definitely give it a shot. And you've been thinking about it, don't make any excuses anymore. And yeah, if you guys want to know something more specific about like traveling, what it's like to travel while as a black woman, like please let me know, and I'll make like a part 2, part 3, however many parts you guys want. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of anything else before I go. Traveling as a black woman. I mean, it's not as scary as I thought it would be, basically, traveling as a black woman. Sometimes I still do make all these excuses like, oh, would everybody care because I feel like the odd one out a lot of times. But it's not as odd as we think it is. I think it's all in our head half the time. But again, even if you do get people who look at you crazy, let them look at you crazy, because that shouldn't stop you from living your best life. Exploring new terrain, exploring new cultures. Even I'm getting ready to try to work on a farm and do like a volunteer situation. And I'm still thinking like, are they going to accept black people? What do they think about black people? And it sucks that I have to think in that way still, because like there's still some ignorant people. When you do travel, there's some people who may not accept you as much as other cultures. For example, I did want to work in a hostile work trade situation. And I felt like you still could get these discriminating factors that are involved. Certain opportunities that are presented to foreigners maybe over you, or like, or maybe they just don't, they may think you're a sketch and shit like that. But what will be for you will be for you. So if you look at situations more and so in that light, like why would you want to work with people like that, for example, anyway? So instead of getting mad, I just think of it like, oh, what would be for me, it would be for me. Like if I'm meant to succeed here, I'm meant to succeed here. If not, then maybe God has something better planned for me. But basically, be water, my friend. Learn to go with the flow and go around obstacles. Because anything in life is going to be an obstacle, but don't allow something like your race and gender to define who you are to a point where it's hindering you. And I think I'm learning that more and more every day. But that's another video, is destroying the ego and social norms. I think that's going to be my next video. I'm going to try to explain like why I'm battling so much with my ego and gender, because it's something that I want to embrace, but not to become such an identity that I identify with my ego to the point where it's like limiting me. But yeah, you guys, that's a little bit about traveling solo while being a black female. So yeah, enjoy your day, you guys. Peace.